Um, Hi. I want to do this video. I got some information I want to put out for you. Um, this may be my last video too, because like I said, I am moving. Leaving the area, and so I'm sort of like slowly moving forward with getting things ready. So that's why I've been sort of kind of spending my time with my guides, kind of getting things set in place and in stone, okay? So, but I still had I got information that they want me to give too, okay? Some information that I need to talk to you guys about. And first of all, let me address this. You guys may have noticed that, well, you may have noticed that different things been happening on the planet, like shootings, just random shootings, okay? Random things that involves violence. Okay, right? All right, so and do you remember that I said to you in the past about things called they call red flags, okay? And remember I told you that we have two sides going on here. It's like a and I'm gonna try to break this down to you because a lot of this is coming from my master teacher. Some of not I'm not gonna talk about now, but this other that I'm gonna talk about is coming from him. So it's not my own words, so I got to kind of in my own study. So I have to kind of break it down out of how he brings it out, so you can quite receive what I'm saying, what is being, what you need to know. Okay, so let me see here. So anyway, remember I said about those red flags, okay, and some things you'll hear about, and this was going on for some time, okay, quite a bit of time, long back, but they still doing it here randomly because the planet is changing completely. Everything is changing, okay? This whole universe is changing, okay? And it is changing into an evolution, as I said before, and it's changing for the better, not for the worse, okay? It's for the better. But you got to go through some what they call it, turbulence, like the plane, okay? You got to go through some turbulence in order to get through there, because you got to come from a low dimension, which is a program, which is 3D. That's the program. You got to come up out of there, conscious wise, and there are certain things you must do in order to make that turn and come up out to start heading the direction toward your north node, because you got to leave the south node is where you've been, and now you got to go to your north node is where you must go, okay, in order to make this change. And the north node is gonna compel you to take your own life back into your own hand, to be your own person, and be in your own power. Know who you are. Value that who you are. Once you know who you are, value yourself. Set healthy boundaries. Do not allow anything or anyone pull you back off your journey, okay? Because you already know what your journey is before you start taking it, because you wouldn't go if you didn't know, and you wouldn't be awakened to see it if you didn't know. If it wasn't time for you to awaken, you wouldn't be, because they wouldn't allow it. Okay, they don't allow you to awaken when it's time, and it's in your contract. It's in your contract to know when it's time for you to wake it up. And most time when that happens, they catch you off guard a lot of times, and you kind of thrown back a little bit of it, and you may run from it. And I know I did. It's not me, but my body that was connected to my other conscious of myself at that time. You know, kind of ran from it. You know, it took 2 years before it's finally answered. You know, but here's the thing: you don't want to run from it. Believe me, you don't. Because when you do, you're not going to be happy. You're going to catch pure hell. Depends on where you're at and what you run to. Okay? And it just depends. Now, when I ran, I did run, but I didn't run in one sense. I just needed some time. That's what I said. I need some time here before I give you an answer. You know, and it did take me 2 years to answer. Why? Because I wasn't quite sure what was really happening and how it was changing. Because I had already been, associated with the religion, and it had gotten me to a place where I had just only got to where I needed, so far. I couldn't get any further, because it doesn't allow you to. You only grow so much in there. You're still a baby. You haven't begun to climb up the ladder of spirituality, because when you do, there is no going back. You only can go one way, and that's it, because you eradicate everything that ever was and ever is, that is in darkness, that's in you, in your life, and that's around you, and you go up, and you don't have no more interests or desires or passions or anything of lower nature or lower thinking and lower vibrations, lower way of interacting. You don't have none of that anymore. It's just not. Okay, because you know what I'm saying? Because you learned your lessons. You may learn them early before they even start the journey. I know this body did, but once you learn them jokers, you're gonna fix it, you know what I'm saying? And so, she learned hers early, because one thing about this body, being that was in here, she didn't like no, them whoopings, because they don't, when they whoop this shit, you will remember. You will remember, and then you normally don't do it again. Depends on how hard-headed you are. Some people get really hard-headed and they do it again and again and again. And I was like, whoa. Don't you know better? Don't you know better? Because they don't play. But so, don't run from it. Don't run from it, because it is your call upon your life. It is your mission that you've been assigned to, because you must come in here on a contract. I'm not kidding. You don't just come in. You really can't. And when you're in here, you are in school. And it acts exactly the same as yours do, but yours is not nowhere close to the way their school is set up, even though it's set up here, but it's in a realm. It's not in a natural physical. It's in a spirit realm, and you are interacting with it because you are spirit, and you operate with those laws whether you see them or not. They are working in your life, and they always were. So does the planets, because everything works together. It always did, and it always will. It's all working together to bring forth the birthing of life, okay, or source, in every way that source wants to come forth in. Okay, so everything, whether you know it or not, whether you kick, scream, yell, and holler all the way to the, to the top of the line, it's still working. You're still working together with everything that is working together, because there's a change going to be made, and it's going to be made. It's a matter. And when you refuse to make the change, They ain't gonna help you to make that change, because you must make that change, because the change involves not just you, it involves the whole collective. And the only way that you can get out of that, especially like my life is destined. I'm destined to go in a direction, and I will not uh, waver. I'm not allowed to, even though I may. Not me though, because I already I sold out before I got here. But I am my relationship, my twin flame, my whole life that involves my life, whatever it is destined to be in a certain direction and to take on a certain mission while I'm here. So my contract is a lot different than some people. Okay, it's like I don't have a choice. Okay, and neither do my twin, even though he may have thought that he did, but he don't. And he never will. And he ran, and he have ran, and he thought that he, because he didn't know. I know, but he didn't know. He really didn't. But you soon to find out eventually. And of course, him being as stubborn as he is or was, he's come a long ways, and that is very admirable coming from me to him, and I'm proud of him, extremely proud of him, even though he takes licks. But you will, when you take this lightly and think that you can do as you will and don't have to listen. May I remind you, you may have family here on this planet. You may have friends, you may have associates, teachers. You may have everybody that you can probably go to for whatever you may want or need. But I can promise you one thing. Until you go to them or listen to what they got to say, all you're doing is just screwing yourself up and screwing everybody else up with you. Because you're not going to get what you need as an answer that is, especially if it's already been shown to you, you've been told what to do, you've been given your papers, and you know what your papers are, right? Because they don't show them to you. But some people just don't see like they should see. So you kind of, sort of just scroll over it, and you really can't. So if your guides, which is they're in higher dimension, they're in higher conscious, they see you do not see them, because you're in a lower dimension. You cannot look up and see, but they can look down. Okay, that's the way it works. But yet at the same time, they are still right where you're at, but you don't see them unless they uncloak. Then you can, because they're here, and you're being protected, you're being watched, you're being everything. They see you all the time. You can't get away. You're wrong, but you can't hide. You can't never hide from them. Why? Because they have a place in your life that they are assigned to too, as your guides, to get you where you need to go. And your ancestors, they are all here to make sure that what needs to be done get carried out. Okay, so basically, let me tell you about it. So the flags, okay, the flags is this. So when you see all these different shootings randomly, school shooting, all little things that pops up, this is just your other side wants to keep you bound in fear and worry and never focusing on you, but focusing on what's going on outside of you. And then their whole purpose is to get you so that you don't want to get rid of their asses, but they must get the hell off the planet. They are an association of a brother fucking hood, and we don't want you on the fucking planet. Masonry assholes got that. We don't want you on the planet unless you make a decision and you do not want to continue in your rottenness or your ways that only service to yourself and no service to the people. And that's all that we care about is the people. They have had enough. Now they need to get their heads straightened and turned around and go put their life in their hands and let them live to their fullest. With no interference, no hypocrisy, no trickeries, and all the stuff that's been going on all along. Well, now, freedom to all is here. But you must decide on whether you want freedom or you do not want freedom. And freedom means you must decide that if you want freedom, you must stand up to yourself. For yourself, you must take your power in your hand. You must become, ownership of your life, control over your own life. You don't go around letting somebody else tell you how to live it and what to do and what not to do. No. You must decide what you want, not what somebody else wants, what you want. What do you want is what's important. And until you decide, you'll be going around in going around and cutting corners. You used to be going around counting. You will, trust me, you will not have a straight vision or a straight view or a straight path because you have not took into consideration the ones that is much above you to give you the guidance and to show you where your pathway of destiny or whatever direction that is called for you to go in, that you signed up for, okay? And now, it's your choice whether you want to deny your contract, but it won't be healthy for you if you did. I can give you that as a, free. Just kind of usher you along and let you know. No, you don't want it. I've been there too. Trust me, not me, but the body has a couple occasions back. You don't ever want to do that. So you learn though, you do learn. And then you move on and you get the chance to learn and tell somebody else, look man, girl, let me tell you something. If they give you some direction, it is your best interest to take it and go forward with it. Because if you don't, you'll be miserable and miserable and miserable and miserable. Oh, they don't give enough. They don't give up. I'm like, jeez. So I decided just, hey, y'all can take my whole life. I don't want it. It ain't worth the shit anyway, so what do I want to keep it for? Let me make this transition. Let me go back to my true self. Let me take on my own true whole self. Let me get in my own power. Because in my power, I can demand whatever it is that I want for my life. And I can deny whatever it is that I don't want for my life as I work in the law of attraction. Because everything is done in your now. And it is created in your now. And it is dismissed in your now. Everything works right here. This is your operation of your overall of your ship. Let's put it that way. Operation of your ship it happens right here, and then you start it and you fly it from here, okay? And you take it to wherever you want it to go, as you imagine it to get there, okay? But those guys are getting off the planet. They're not staying on here. You got to learn how. See, this planet has got to transition back to the feminine energy to where it always were until it was invaded by the masculine energy, okay? And then that's when they took on all this power of masculine energy and all the chaotic ways of, disgrading the feminine, and just all kinds of little things happen. But by those that was was there as watchers to take care of the planet and watch over it as they should have, must have fell asleep. Who knows? But the point is this. Nothing has happened except that sources allowed it to happen, except that the fact that it was part of the freaking game, because this is what we've been in for the longest, in a game of the gods, okay? And we are them, they are us, but yet we are them in the little tiny meat of them. So we are the honey that shrunk the kids, that's who we are. And everything is shrunk, just like we, okay? So we are the little ones, but we still are connected to our bigger one that we are, okay? And so they are all playing the game. I had some, a long time ago when I first walked in, I found information about how they was making the movie and how they was inserting themselves inside of the computer in order to, to live out certain lives and do certain things and stuff like that, and always lived here on planet and among you, and you never knew it, and you never would now unless somebody came along and told you it. That's what I do. And you know who I am, this is who I am, okay? And right. So those times of being controlled, others controlling over your life, and you not having no way of putting your own life in the place that you wanted to be in because somebody got a block here and a block there, or you got to go through certain what they call those rituals and all the stupid shit that they do in order to cause you to rank up, because they're done. They're not done by the light, they're done by the dark of themselves. Not in the light of things, okay? Done in the dark of things. In the dark of things, things are hidden, they're all covered up, and they do it in the dark, how they ever come in the light to do nothing, because you be uncovered, you be seen. Well, all those gonna come to light anyway. Because this is the days that we're living in, that nothing that was done in the dark will stay hidden, it shall come to light. And it shall be uncovered. So we shall uncover all things that has been hidden in the dark, okay? It must come out. That's just the way it happens, okay? But just know who you are and know where your place is at when it does, and know what place you hold here in this energy of this planet here, okay? This God, who is a real God, okay? And we all here to raise the vibrations of her, so that when she rises, so do we, okay? Because we're part of her, and we're connected very much. But so here's the thing. So all the Masons, everyone, have you noticed how they've switched to sheriffs? I don't know about you, but I have. The sheriffs are more or less doing things now, rather than the custodians, okay? Well, because it's got to go back into the power of the sheriffs, which should have been in the first place, and that's where it was. They took it out of their power and they put it in their, chaotic, power-driven, controlling, nuts, caseways, and just power strokes, Everybody wants to be so power-struck, so controlling. Control your own freaking life. Why do you want to control somebody else? Control you. The people on this planet was and will be, again, very peaceful living. No problem, because it's feminine energy was running it. Just loving on everybody, But you still had the masculines there supposed to have watched over to protect her. That had happened. So here's the thing. Try to put it in my words, out of his words. As you can probably see, that you have not been free for forever, probably, before you can remember, especially on this timeline. You've been just living miserable, and things just haven't been, you've been had just nothing going for you. And that's the truth. Well, that is because the game that has been played upon this planet and upon the people that has been on this, as the humanity. It was played so smart that you would have never caught it unless you did. And then when you did, because of the threats that has been made many times over, and you being blind to the knowledge, not knowing that you actually don't really die, just multiply. That was some of the tricks they use to keep you under their control. So they use a lot of tricks. But what happened is that this country, as you may see where it's at now, was not always where it is as when it was first brought into existence. But it was always there before that person said, what's his name, Alexander discovered. He said he had found it, but he really didn't. But you have to see how these things work. As I said, see, I don't work from the bottom, but he do, so I'm trying to connect it. Because I work from the top. And if I work from the top, I show you the God's coming from being God down to being like who you are as a man, working as one of you, doing what you do, and so am I, and then so are you today, okay? So as God's being the gods and the things as they had when they came in on your planet and they took over with the masculine energy and overthrown the power of on the feminine by just bum rushing in a chaotic way, which they was never used to, okay? Never used to. And the Watchmen's were gone off on a trip somewhere. Who the hell knows? It's a story behind it, but I don't want to get there. So they overthrew because of the chaotic, okay? They was not used to. So anyway, they began to colonize and cause the people to be like them, okay? That's why you end up being the way with a lot of your ways is like them, okay? Really chaotic and always, and worries and uproars. I was just always low vibrating, just whatever, doing all kinds of stuff that didn't make you a better person. Didn't give you a life example to others. So it just made you be just like everybody else, doing what everybody else do. Okay, which is not cool. Okay, and you didn't know how to step back, I suppose, because you were so locked down in your DNA, your thoughts, and so forth. You weren't able to get the new ones in because they had shut down your energy to come for the source to come through. But so here's the thing, though. Now, must I say, it goes to, I don't want to get into that because that's really heavy shit, and I'm going to let you go get these videos and watch them because you need to. They're very important and good information. It was always a game, always a chess game, always some game that was being played out by the gods. But then you had the one gods who came in and bombarded the planet and took over as they was, masculine, and then they began to protest themselves or procreate themselves as your God. And that's where you guys get the God from, the Yahweh. That is not. Yahweh is a God, but he's your God. Unless you want to be, then you go ahead. I don't think he's free. I think we locked his ass up right now. I don't know. You love me, right, baby? I love you. So Yahweh, but Yahweh is like, it's out. It's not like it's Yahweh itself. The energy, I think the name itself, Yahweh, is like an energy, okay? And it rests up on whoever takes it on. But Enlil is the two gods, him and his brother, and they had father, family. Everything was happening up on another planet, on planet Anubu. That's when it all started until it got to here. And then it all started here. And then it's all been about who wants to take over, who wants to run, and then the father is favoring one son over another son, and they're real gods, but okay, but they wasn't nice gods. They were not nice at all. And they're not creator gods. They only ruler gods, and so that's all they always did, was just rule over you and control over you, but wasn't in any shape of way of the created way to bring into your frequency of life, because they are not creator gods. Men don't create, women do. That's what he tells on his videos. Only the women are the creators, not the men. So you have been bamboozled and smucked, in every way you could probably even begin to think of, that what you once thought that once were was never were, and how you seen life, how you seen it to be, it was never in that way at all. It was all a game, and that's what you've been doing all along. However, it had come to the place to where they were getting rid of the humanity of all. They wanted to just destroy you. You have the real God, which is a her, which would be on me in that time of who I am. Okay, that's who I am. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just who I am. Okay, so, and her, at the time, she would be Isis, the queen of Isis, okay? And then still Lord Shiva still plays his part at the very beginning of those gods. Well, Shiva is the energy. Shiva. She's the energy, just pure energy. But Shiva merged with Lord Ram, and then they became Lord Shiva. That's how they came. Okay? So, what happened is that Queen Mother, they call her Big Mama, call her whatever, call her, the name, the show, all that matters. It was, was played out in front of you as it was, a show, but it was in real life, but not her, just showing you how Big Mamas operate. And the Queen Big Mama is the Big Mama, which is the God herself coming in as you, being one of you. At all times, all the time. She was like, as they would say, over in Africa, she was a Shun. Over in another country, in India, she was someone else. Or she was Shakti, okay? But still the same, just in different times and different places. And they can do that. Gods can do whatever they want to do. If you don't see the visions I've seen, oh my gosh. But so, what it's come down to is that somebody had to come in here and see how to find the codes to break open the matrix, which was being played out as a real, but not. But with so many different twists and turns to it. So that would have been him. And he came in to break open the codes in order for to turn this back around, where the power comes back to the feminine, and the planet goes back to her, and the masculines that has been not doing good in their service to people or to the planet or to the family must just go out and not to return at anywhere possible. It's or, I know one of them is in prison. I don't know, that's the one. Okay. But then we have this brother, and they also have children on this planet. That is their children, and it's just a lot of stuff, okay? And I was like, oh man. So So where we at now? Those mercenaries took your constitution away from you several years back, kind of slide of the hand in the pen and redid a constitution over yours. They made that be the constitution, plus they put you up under the laws of the water, which is a maritime law, which operate off of the maritime laws, which put you under control over them, over you, okay? And they was like, it wasn't called slavery, it was like conjured war, it's called. You're in a conjured war, that's what you've been in. Now, I haven't really gave the full research on that conjured war, but I will, because you was having lots of conjured wars, because they were creating them. What they was doing, I seen that ahead of time. They would create something good, and then they would create something bad to make that good that they create be bad. You know what I'm saying? Or they take it away, or they put something else. They kept playing these little games, okay? And you was not at the part of being wise to see what was going on at the time. And they had men that was rulers that was watching over the planet, over the women, but they kind of, you know. So here's what we at, and I just want to say this much: what you got to do now, what they want to do, we gotta bring everything back together, and then they want to bless you, they really do, but they want you to know how to live your life. They want you to have control over your own life. They want you to know what it is to be in healthy boundaries and not allow yourself to be, snatched here and snatched there by every trickery of the fucking book. And they pushing all the darks out. They pushing them all out. They getting them all out of your way. But there will be probably some still need hanging around to get cleaned up, so you gotta watch yourself. But at the same time, before they can do that, they gotta get this planet back into the way it's supposed to go. And they gotta get it back to her. They gotta take it out of these contracts that they have put you up under. Many years you've been signing a number of contracts. Everything you signed was like from a contract for them. So guys, girls, please, if you have to be picked up by one of those custodians, Lord help you that you don't, because this is already done. It's already been done. Everything's been done. The paper's been filed. What do you call it? He didn't call it a law, or some kind of paper that he had to file, and a couple of papers have to be filed because he cracked it. And once you know what it is, you gotta let them know that you know. That way they know that you know what is going on. Now they can't hold their laws or whatever in place anymore. They have to be taken down. So all this stuff done been happening. It happened when they took the queen. All this shit had happened. Back in 2020, I think he said they finished it up. Well, right now we are called the cleanup crew. So I told you we're called shit shovelers. We come here to shovel the shit. So we kind of like here cleaning up things to get things set back into place. So, and we want people to wake up. This is what we're trying to do. This is what we're really working on and doing, because there's certain things has to be done and has to be put in place before this can happen. For a lot of things can happen. Okay, a lot of things want to happen, but a lot of things will have to be put in place, and for some other things to happen to make everybody, have their taste of life that you choose. Okay, anything that's been doing dirty, not doing service to others, will be taken off the planet. Got that, reptilian, draconians? Get out. Get the hell out of here. Go back to your gods that you serve in the dark, okay? That's where you work for, right? Then go. Find yourself on the other side somewhere where you really, you live, where you at, you're part of it. But now, if you decide, if you really want to go to your heart, draconian, reptilians, mainly you draconian ass ripes. You like to hide and cloak in a human body. No, you do. find out about that shit. You love that body, don't you? You little devil. So, but you can get the hell off the planet. Or you can decide that you want to live in peace and love. Love. Huh? Love. And then you can keep your ass here. Other than that, you can tell out. Okay? Alright? Because there will be no more chaos. All that you've been keeping going. See, go in your dark and stay in your dark. That's what you choose to be. Okay? Because we're not having it. Okay? So, the feminine will take back on the energy of this planet. And then that's where it's going to end up being. But there's a lot of things have to be done. So they want you guys to just kind of be wise, be awakened to know certain things to do and certain things not to do. And one of them, they want you to stop re-entering into contracts because your contract is over. As far as those guys who had everybody in a contract. Because you kept entering in, but they already had put you in there anyway, so you didn't know. So they was like this, like I say, slide another hand, slide another feet, you know. You had it from the CIA down to the to the game bangers. They're always part of this shit. So you get always been have that way. You know, one dark side, one light side, good and bad, you know, whatever. Okay? But so what we want you to do is just kind of wake up. Start looking at things in a different manner, different way. Start loving on yourself. First of all, love yourself. Go, just spend time with yourself. I mean, if you don't love yourself and you don't know how, ask them. They'll show you how to love yourself, but you really got to go there. That's the only way you're going to get through that hole. You won't make it through the way. I'm telling you. So if you don't go through there, you just go around and come back out and come back again. This time, you at least you remember that you did things before when you first left. Before you couldn't do that because they was wiping your memory. Okay? I had one more nugget left in the hungry. So, anyway. So, just gotta wake up and feel the breeze. Okay, let it blow. And when something starts to rattling, don't get all, shaken by it. Just kind of go with the flow. It's going to happen. Things are going to happen because it has to. Things are going to get shook up because it has to. But if you're walking in peace and love and stand in that energy with people around you, just go by yourself and you'll be fine. But if you keep going on with all the other crazy shit, it won't be peace for you. Okay? So, as I said before, get used to the nature. Your best friend, the best thing for you to do. And it's the best way to come back. Because it's our only hope and goal is to get you to wake up and see you've been bamboozled. All right. But here's the thing, like I said, at the end of the day, everybody has put their part in this. At the end of the day, there is no blame. Why? Because it's source. Source working the thoughts out. Okay? Okay, so, one more thing. All right, we want to do some music before I leave. It's going to be a bit too long. Let me say this. Let me tell you about some roses, okay? These roses that you guys bought, a lot of you on YouTube, card readers, whoever, I don't know, whoever bought them from New York somewhere. I'm not telling you what to do with them, but I will suggest a few. Those roses are not good, okay? I'm just telling you that. They're not good. When things happen like that, and it comes out of the mass making, manufactured, then there's a reason behind it, okay? And normally when there's something done that was done in the dark on that side before this all happened. It was done for something to be against you rather than for you. So even though they look pretty, there's something on them. I don't know what it is, but you know, they just told me to tell you there's something on them, and I think it's something down in the box somewhere. Okay, so you do what you want to do with them. I'm just telling you. That's why I wanted to get them, but it was something that kept pushing me back, and I didn't mess with them because I knew something. If they hold me back, like something, and they already told me to get roses and put in here. Roses is your #1 flower to push dark energies away, or to keep them at bay, because they don't like roses at all. Not at all. And I was like, oh well, I got some roses for y'all ass. But yeah. And so, with that being said, I wanted to tell you another thing. Those who want to do spiritual baths, if you're doing any kind of spiritual baths, if you know anything about the spiritual bath, who's looking for spiritual baths, whoever. This is just my things that I use and it works. Okay, and this just came from my guides who showed me what to do when I came in here and got the feeling there's energy all over me. So rose bath wash, body wash. Get that. I get it from a company called Rampam, I think. I don't know if I have to put the name in here, but I forget it. But it's or you can order it on Amazon. I get it from there too. Walmart did have it. That's when I first started getting it, but Walmart got slick. You know, Walmart was part of them, so they knew that Rose, whoever created it, and Walmart had it, and they knew that once they know that it was what it was used for, they stopped really putting it in there. Now they have it, but they had like bulks. So I said, oh, so y'all don't want to keep the Rose stuff in, huh? So that Rose bath body wash. But what's the other company that makes some too? Jason's makes some. It's all by natural companies, okay? So use that, and I buy this called sea salt body wash, because sea salt is another agent to use to get your energy clean off too, okay? So those are some tips I wanted to give you. Yeah, I have clean energy all the time. They have this spray that I get from, I'm buying this off of Amazon. I get 4 in a box, 4 of these. And they're called cleansing. They do real well. Okay. And then peppermint, put in your mouth if you ever get it. They be everywhere. I mean, I'm like, because I just can't stand it. It's just ugly. But it gets down and I'm like, so I get the peppermint. Peppermint helps go away, okay? Let me try to play some music then so I can see. And I think that was pretty much something. I just want to tell you about those flags and about letting you know that don't let any of that stuff get you all riled up. And just know that there is no president right now. There is no president. None at all. No Congress, no nothing. None of that shit is in operation. Though you may think it is, but it's not. It's just screens. That's all they are. Screens they're using. It's not real. Okay? All that's been taken down. Everything has been taken down. The paper's been foul. Everything's been foul against those who committed treason against you as people. And those who do not want to believe in Donald Trump, think Donald Trump, Donald Trump is for you, not for them. And they had more than one Donald Trump, if you know that. You know, all of them had clones. Come on now. You gotta get hip with this. Okay. Clones they make. They always did make them. They have to make clones. Why? Because they try to kill the one president. They got to put something else in place if you don't know nothing about it. Okay, if that wasn't the case, that they wanted him taken out like they did with Kennedy, well, they intended for him to leave. They didn't intend for him to stay, because he was getting ready to spread the word, open up a can of worms. So and they wasn't gonna let him open up and tell off on their little secrets that they had. So listen to my master teacher, Rod Hayes is his name, and I give him a shout out to you, my master teacher, Rod. Come on my channel, talk to my people for me. I want to meet you too, and you meet me, and I sent you some whatever messages. But so let's do some music, and then maybe I will address some more things. I wanted to talk about spirituality. That's what I wanted to talk about, because I noticed that some people think that spiritual relationship is just a normal relationship, and it is not. It is not. It is definitely not. So you have got to see a big difference, because there is a huge difference in a spiritual relationship and just a regular relationship. Okay? All right. So I did want to talk about that, and if I talk about it now or later, then we will. Okay? It depends what the guides let me do. Because I kind of like just like be there, whatever they want me to be. Let me, here I am, you know. Shit, I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't going nowhere. Why? Because I know. I know who I am. And I know my best place. And you learn that as you grow up. You don't learn that when you're a kid, because you get your ass beat a few times before you learn that, huh? Woo! Man, tell me. When you really be thinking fat meat is greasy. It ain't. I was like, what? You don't think fat meat is greasy? No, you don't think fat meat is greasy. Yeah, I'm going to show you that it's greasy. What do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? Well, let me just show you. No, I believe you. Don't even come my way. I don't like puppets. I don't like those things. So I don't like confrontation either. I don't argue. I don't do any of that, because that ain't doing nothing to me but messing me up. I'm not gonna build up and then tear it down too. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? You build up and then you tear it down. Build up. Hey, which way you going? You gonna keep going up, or you gonna go down and go up and then? No, I'm going up. I ain't going back down. Unless it's something use that I need, use for me to be there. If there's a use for me, then I'll go. But nobody wants to go once they go up. You talk to them, they'll tell you, they don't like coming down, man, please. Shit is like, you know, have you been somewhere you feel dirty, you got clean? Yeah, oh gosh, feels good. Okay. Let's see what I'm going to play here. I do need to do something. I've been standing on my leg quite a bit here, and I need to get my body moving. Alright, let's play this one. I'm trying to get the air in here because my fan broke. I don't like air conditions. Okay, so this is one song that let's see if I can play this song, okay? Wait.
First off, bitch, mind your business. Bad bitch every day like Christmas. Attitude, don't fuck you, pay me. It take more than a Bentley to pay. Got me fucked up. I don't trust. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck. Got me fucked up. I don't trust. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck. Ooh. I love when they chase me. Good luck if you trying to replace me. 220 on the dash like Stacy. And yeah, that nigga fine, but he moved too chain. Got me fucked up. I don't trust. If he don't got more than me, I can't fuck. If he don't got what I need, I duck. Pussy gon' pop like a pea, I bust. Bad bitch gon' shop, no gimmicks. Brand new drop top, not rented. And every time a bitch start, I finish. If it ain't money in the text, don't send it. First off, bitch, mind your business. Bad bitch every day like Christmas. Attitude, don't fuck you, pay me. It take more than a Bentley to pay. Got me fucked up. I don't trust. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck. Got me fucked up. I don't trust. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck. Nigga, please got me fucked up. Lying on that little dick, you ain't touch nothing. Daddy caught me the lamb, did this big one. How y'all fucking on a rich nigga named Canson? Pussy tight, fat, wet, no smell. I be buying burgers like the bitches on sale. He be in the field, but he ain't in the NFL. Bitch, I bet my nigga way before the BBL. Bitch is twice my age, but I ain't half as paid. If he ain't getting more than me, then he ain't getting no play. Only business that I mind is the one that pay. Our kids gon' have they way, bitch. First off, bitch, mind your business. Bad bitch every day like Christmas. Attitude, don't fuck you, pay me. It take more than a Bentley to pay. Got me fucked up. I don't trust. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck. Got me fucked up. I don't trust. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck.
That was I want to play that one out there for you. Just throw out some tease music. Just wake up call. That's all. Alright. So I'm gonna stop this one here and let me see here. Okay. Okay, so spirituality is a whole another walk. That's long, a whole another way of relationship. It's a whole another way of thinking. It's a whole another way of being completely. And if you're not there, then you know where you're at. But as you grow and you keep growing, you keep evolving. And as you evolve, what you once did and what you once know or done or whatever way you interact with, whatever you did in the times that you were in low consciousness, you do not entertain that energy anymore because it does not serve you in the best of a way of who you are and who you becoming. Why? Because you stand in your power. You know who you are. You're going to stand and be your authentic whole self. You're not going to allow anyone or anything to bring you to not bring you, but because they can't to and put anything upon you that you do not that you do not want to accept. Okay, so when you come to someone that is evolved in the spiritual growth in their life, and you address them in a low mind, which is what you are, and low thinking, which is what you're doing, they don't fuck with it. They're not gonna entertain it. They really won't. I don't, and neither do they. If I get to them, because I'm more than they are. You know, so ain't nothing I can entertain them with that they already know. They ain't entertaining shit that they don't service to them as they service to all. And all that is done through love. That is all by love, the energy of love. And there's no conditions on there because it is what it is. And that is something that you must develop into. It takes a development. It don't just come overnight. It comes as you lean into it. You lean into it and it comes in and it fills you up. It gives you more and it gives you more and it gives you more. And it cuts away all things that is in judgments or anything that is not in the spirit of all collective. Because even speaking or thinking out of bounds will affect these that I'm connected with. Okay, in higher conscious, it would affect them. So if I want to be connected, I have to keep my mind and my thoughts and everything in a pure, clean way of existing. And always keep them here in your heart, because your heart is what purifies your thoughts or your energy or whatever that you operate in. Okay, so and a spiritually evolved person can see way much further than someone that isn't. Okay, they can see, they see beyond the physical things in life. They see past that. They see higher existence. Even though you may be existing here, but do they see you in a different existence? Yeah, because they're dealing with you in your spirit, man. They're not dealing with you in your physical. They only operating with that spirit, because that's what they aiming after, and that's what they want to help shape. Help bring it into existence, because what it's doing is coming forth like a baby, birthing forth out of the old way. So, so there are certain things that in these times that need to be shown, how they operate, the difference in being this way or being this way, the difference in allowing and not allowing, the difference in being completely open to let whatever it is come in that's coming into you, that is for you and it's for your own growth of your betterness, not to tear you down, but to build you up. Then you need to allow that to come in. Because that, if you let that come in that tears you down, then that's where you will be. Because they don't operate together, even though they are one whole. Except that the light has to come through, and you'd have to let it come in. You have to, let it come through, because it's inside there. It's in you. but you gotta open up. You gotta go toward it, interact with it, and go toward it. Let it come in. But operating without it, and you only with the dark, then you are limited, okay, and what you can do in your own power, because there's other things that maybe even power than you are, more power than you are, and you don't know that, and you know what I'm saying. So you gotta see in higher visions, okay? Don't and you can't really see that if you're not there. If you're only thinking on these levels here, then you can't really see, unless you see it in an example, where you can, if somebody comes to you as an example of showing you what a spiritual being is like and how they operate. But you won't find a spiritual being working in low energies. You just not. They're not going to do it because they have earned their wings, okay? And they're earth angels, okay? So they working on getting their wings. They want them, and so they're not gonna because that stuff is not in them. It's gone. Why are they anymore? So and they don't once you growth is like this, here I am here, and I've been in this little circle, and I've got my little family of friends, whoever they are, right here in this little circle, and we all click right together. But now something has stirred within me, and I'm beginning to see outside of this circle. I see something completely different. I see what's going on in the circle, and I see something that's going on outside the circle that I seem to be more drawn toward. And since in the circle, it's not pleasing me no more. I don't feel connected to it anymore. It's just not for me. So I want to go toward that I see that is drawn toward me, and it's drawing me toward it, and I'm drawn to go toward it. And I feel that that's something that I need to go do. It's my life that is, is pulling on me to make a change. But yet, I got somebody here in the crowd, all my friends, all my family, all my whatever, been around for years. They don't see what you see, because they can't. It wasn't meant for them to see what you see. It was meant for you to see what you see, and let them see what they see. Now, where you at? Where you at? Is it a choice between your soul and your natural life that you've been so used to, so accustomed to? Are you willing to continue to be apart, or you want to grow toward your soul that's want to grow? Those are choices we gotta make. Those are choices, big choices. But they don't have to be so big. All you gotta do is know what is the right way of my life, the things that which way that I should take control of my life, which way that I see that is more great and more better for me and my life and my soul. What is that I see that is a way that my soul can become a better soul, a greater life I will have. I can do something completely different. I can do something that is not just a service to myself, which I want to, but I can also service many others. But I can't service them because I can't service my own self. I'm too busy allowing others to serve me because I know where I want to go, but they don't have a clue because they don't see what I see. They don't quite grasp what I can see it, understand. I don't use the word understand, but they can't understand what I'm understanding. Because they don't know nothing about what I'm seeing, even though if I can explain it to them. The lockdown of the mind, monkey mind, is just this little pea mind. It ain't big as nothing. It don't think like that. But the bigger mind thinks, which, bigger thoughts. Thoughts is not so clustered in just one dark area of living. So I see that happen all the time, and it has happened. And I don't think I've ever been there at one time. Maybe this be the, as far as my body is concerned. Not quite in the same way. That's where you learn to take control of your life and not want to be. Do you need to be validated by anybody but yourself? Do you need to be validated by anybody but the ones who are sure to guide you and get you to where you need to go? Are you willing to? Are you just wanting to get somebody who don't know what you know, don't know half of what you know, to validate you? Give me a break. Excuse me. Some people do it with the parents. I don't know how it works, because as far as my body is concerned, she raised herself. She didn't have no parents raising her. She raised herself. And the only parents she had was them that was guiding her. She was aware they was doing it. So she has probably never got in too much trouble because of that. She did do little things, but nothing to mount up to things, because she, it's something that's back in your head sometimes. You just know better. You do what you do, think you're gonna get away, but they don't get to get away nothing. But so, but to have my life to be validated by you, or whoever you are, someone who want to tell me what I want to do and what I think is best for my life and what you think is. No, why? How are you going to tell me what? Do you know anything about what I'm talking about? Have you ever been here? No. And I don't even know that much, but I know enough that I know that this is where my soul is calling for me to go. And this is where I'm going. Because why? Because I'm going for what my soul wants. Not what my natural body wants, because that ain't worth serving me at all. And it won't serve me until I serve it. Meaning that I must begin to fall in love with it. I must begin to take care of it, cherish it, treat it like it belongs to me, and that it's something that is worth me cherishing and loving on for a change and taking care of. And I can do that on my own. I don't need no one else to do that for me. I don't know, but here's the thing. This body will not serve me unless I get it under my own conscious control and not allow it to do what it wants to do, because the body has its own appetite and it wants what it wants to. So it needs discipline. By who? You. And how? By you giving it a more desirable of life than what you've been so given to. Give it something that is more healthy, more lively, more valuable, more not only just valuable to you, but you become valuable to the world. Don't just live for yourself, live for you and all. And you can't do that when you're being told what to do and what you shouldn't do by whoever. Because now you're telling me how to live, and not me knowing that I do have a higher self, or do have some guides that's leading me, and they have given me a tuition that I can feel inside of me to recognize that the answer for my life is right in here. And if it is not clear to me, I can go and quiet my mind. Don't let your mind run away with you, because this mind is a monster. And it don't want to do things that isn't right for the all. It only wants to do what it wants to do, which is your little ego mind. But the bigger mind goes with all. It collects thoughts that go that's going to service to you and service to the all. That's the thoughts it want to run off of. Okay? But when I don't know how that happens, like I said, because I never had that. But I see families done. I see a lot of them so connected to their parents. And when you get a certain age, especially if you get married, you know, the Bible tell you that you should leave your parents and cleave to your spouse, because there's no more that mother, daughter, child, father, child. Hey, because now you need to take on your ownership of your own life, which should have been taught to you, or all of you, whoever, at an earlier age time. You know, when you were in your younger, your adult ages, and maybe you should have grew up with certain ways seeing life as to be, you know, responsible for me, and if I want to be responsible for others, and help them and do for them and show them a way, and if I'm the one who's in the family that can help make things, you know, work well or whatever, if I know, you know, maybe you got parents that can't work, I don't know, maybe, who knows, but at the same time, it does not matter what you got. You can have a whole big giant family that's all telling you, look, why are you going over there for? Why are you going to go live in that country? Why you want to go leave us? Because I'm going after my soul. Why you don't want to come with me? Because you don't have one. Why you don't want to come with me? Why you want to stay where you at? Come on, go with me. Because I seen the light, as Martin Luther King said. I've been on the mountaintop, and I've seen over the mountain. So I know there's another life that I can connect to. I don't just have to be here. I don't just have to live like this. I'm not happy. This does not satisfy me. It may satisfy you, but it doesn't satisfy me. And if I need to continue to help you out, when I leave, I'll see about you, send you a little extra. Or maybe I'll bring you with me if you need to. Okay, whatever I got to do, but I must take my journey. And then that's the same thing go with spouses. You be married to somebody they ain't changing, but they don't want you to change. Give me a break. I've seen it happen all the time. And so you hold back because they don't want to change. So you decide you don't, excuse me, what's going on up here? Been the food. I've been to the food. And I really do. Because where's your, you know, so we have learning time. We got a learning time. Learning meaning that now is a day and a time that we must come to like fullness of ourselves. We must take ownership of our own life and not any other. That you take ownership of your life and I'll take ownership of my life. And if we vibrating on the same way, we can help each other. But if we're not, I don't think so. Because I'm the one up here. You stand here because that's what you want to be. That's your life. And you're that motherfucker. I don't care. It's your freaking life. If you got one. You could be just a shell with a dark entity in there. But whatever you're doing here, what I must do is take my life and move forward and take it in my own hands of control. And the boundaries I must set to protect that I see that is worthy of me having. And it's not just a drop in a bucket. Life is a life of many things that is quite physical and the spiritual. And it's so fulfilling. How do I know? I tasted it. Now I want it. Because I tasted it. Now I want it. So I came and asked you as my friends and all. I did it. But my body, when she got ready to leave, she took all the little hangout groups that she hung out with. They went out on the weekends. She said, they didn't go out. They just went to hang out in the park. What they do? Smoke their weed. And she went, and they said, oh, yeah, smoking, get high, we get high. All right, so let me explain some guys here. I got to tell you guys the good news here. Bad news, good news. It's my last weekend ever hanging out with you. Really? Why are we going? Because I'm finna go across this fence. And I am going home. I'm not coming back. So, now you welcome to come over here with me because I'm going, baby. Because I've been called. And I know I have. And therefore, I must go and answer that call. And I'm going to answer it. So, I enjoyed you. I had fun. And I must go. And I won't be back. Because I know where I'm going. Come with me. It's time to leave. But she didn't go back. And she's still going. Why? She already knew. You'll know that call when you hear it. Because when you don't, they will make sure you hear that call. They will make sure you hear it. And it ain't really long till you give an answer. Till you give an answer. I know the last time before I got in here, and they was coming, it was getting close, and she was getting that make that transition, and she was getting ready because I had come in, she had to leave. She was right at that peep. Boy, them waves with the run, they was rolling, and she had no clue where she was going. She said, "Hey, look, I don't know what's going on, but let me tell you one thing. I'm gonna ride these waves. I'm gonna ride these waves. I can't ride no fucking more, man. I'm riding these waves." Because I'm going to see the light before it's over with, and I'm going to know what's going on here. Why my words turning upside down. Whoa. Just rolling and turning, surfing. So you learn to ride those waves until you get that clear. You see where you're going. You see. But I advise you that if you got that pulling on you, and you know that you know, you don't need no validation from no earthly beings, physical, low-minded thinking humans who wouldn't give up what you, because they don't know, they don't understand. They have no clue what it is to transition to another energy outside of the rightness one that they're living, whoever knows. My body been there, so it does remember. And I remember how nasty it was too. How gross and how despair. A lot of despair. Despair. Ooh, Lord's a living despair. Fuck. When I can have it any way I want it. Limitless. Because they don't get it from the dark. You get it from the light. Growth is in the light, not in the dark. Unless you're a shade being, vegetable or whatever, then you can go with it. But it happens in the light. That's where you get your growth at. And as you want to continue to live around in the dark and let them feed off of you while you try and go toward the light, what you gonna do? You gonna constantly be feeding the darks, but they ain't going. Are they gonna get it? What they got on? Empty, whole, black. So all they can do is suck in and suck in and keep sucking in and keep sucking in and feed off of your energy. Now what you do? What are you gonna do now? You got none. You just drain. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're around that kind of people, leave away from around them for a minute and see what happens. Then you start doing, dang, I feel so much better. What the fuck happened? back in there. But I really, just consider, look at things. You see who you are, know who you are, take your life in your own hand. Be your own person. Why you gotta, let other people be your person. So, and I heard some say, like for instance, everybody pretty much knows the story of who my divine masculine and I am, even though you don't know who we are, but you know our energy over the YouTube channel, and you pick up our energy. You don't know who we are, but I hear a lot of times where people confuse that natural relationship with the spiritual, and then they think it's the same, but it's not. It's nowhere like that. And then you see, then a lot of you see where my master is at. You see that he's growing, and where he's been, and how's he put me through. Yeah, but here's the thing. He can come to me. We can come together, and we're allowed to unite with him being as he is. Because I have been placed in his life as his guide, as his mother, as his sister, and all of them. You name them, I am them. As he see fit to come in. If he comes in as a page, then he's my student. If he comes in as a knight, then he's my boyfriend. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm always going to be the mother until he comes in as a king. Then he's my king, and I'm his queen. And then he comes in as an emperor. Then I'm his empress, and he's my emperor. Those are our growths. But the normal twin thing would not come this way, but he's allowed because that's our mission. That's why he's allowed. It is in our mission. Other than that, things wouldn't be the way it is. The way I am, the way he is. I'm older, he's younger. If you want to go with age, I don't use it because I'm only one, as I always were, and as I always am. I am one. And you can take it how you want it, but that's my age. If you want to call it age, I call it one. I am one. That's what I am. So I don't go with birthdays because doesn't phase with my life. Okay? I don't age, I don't get older, I get younger. To one. Okay? And other than that, if I wasn't in this body, it would be different. But since I'm in the body, and the body is belonging to me, I must change the vibrations of the body. And if I can't do it, I got a little help to help me out. You can always go on their ship. They got ships that you can go on at nighttime, whatever, They got it handled. So time will show itself, right? And time does show itself. So let it play out. But my main reason was to get up and give you a little information about the red flags, tell you about the roses, and speak a little bit about the spirituality, so people can know that a spiritual relationship is nowhere close to a regular relationship. It is not at anywhere in any type of way close. It doesn't operate the same at all. It operates works completely different, totally different. So, maybe I'm gonna shut it off here. Well, some more things I wanted to say, but I gotta formulate them in my thoughts right to say I want to say them, okay? So if I make another one tonight, I may. It just depends, all right? Okay, you guys, I love you guys so much. I really do. I really do. I really love you. So, exchange energy, give me a like, will you? And follow me, give me some comments, whatever. All right? Okay, I love every one of you. Namaste.